Good morning, all saints. It is Thursday morning, the 22nd. Today is Earth Day. So I give thanks today for this good creation and pray that we might all have the will and the courage to protect the resources that we have. It is we are at a breaking point as far as what we can the further damage we can do to this climate of ours. So let's celebrate Earth Day by committing to doing our part to protect this environment. On Tuesday evening, the presiding bishop, Michael Curry, met with the clergy and people of the Episcopal Church in Minnesota. He joined them for Compline, for a service of Compline, following the verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. And he spoke with them probably 10 to 15 minutes about his thoughts about that process and folding it all into the vision of God for all of us. And I just wanted to share a little bit of what Michael Curry said in this Compline service on Tuesday evening. He opened by commending the people in Minneapolis and in Minnesota, saying, "You have been faithful through this journey, and many of you have marched, and virtually all of you have prayed, and you have stayed the course. There is work yet to be done." He said, "But you shall mount up with wings like eagles, run and not be weary, walk and not faint," quoting from the book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter. He said, "It is the long walk that can make you faint because it's long. It's not quick success. The struggle continues, but we know now the victory can be won." And then he spoke on a personal note, saying, "For all the years of my life that I can remember, I have been taught to be wary of the police. As a Black teenager, I learned from adults that I shouldn't talk back to officers. Don't provoke them. I've heard that all my life, and I'm aware you get conditioned by the repetition of that kind of thing. What happened to George Floyd has been happening for years. The difference was there were no cameras. It was just the Black community crying, indigenous communities crying, brown communities crying, Asian communities crying." Curry said he couldn't give in to the hope for justice until the verdicts were finally read. "Today, if but for one loved one," he said, "and today, if but for one moment, George Floyd won." And he ended by saying, "We must continue until no human child of God is treated less than a child of God, until everybody is treated as God's somebody, until this world and our communities are beloved communities where there's plenty good room for all God's children. This is our work. This is our task. This is our struggle." There is something very moving and very powerful about having a Black American descended from enslaved people as the presiding bishop in this Episcopal Church at this particular moment when racism and anti-racism are coming butting heads, and this moment of these verdicts in the Derek Chauvin trial may or may not be a turning point, but for a moment, as he said, love won. And this idea that no human child be treated less than a child of God until everybody is treated as God's somebody. So as we go about the days ahead, I hope that as you greet those around you, if you encounter people when you're out and about, wearing your mask and socially distant, that you remember that they are a child of God just as much as you are, no matter what what color their skin or what ethnicity from which they come or what country of origin they claim. We are all children of God. So I am encouraged this morning. And as the bishop said, we have plenty of work to do. So let's get busy and do that work. I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday morning, 10 o'clock on Facebook Live for our Sunday worship. And look for more details in the e-news this Friday and next week about in-person worship outdoors, which will begin on May 2nd. In the meantime, blessings to you and all those you love and pray for.